That's scary though, right there. I don't want that apartment. Hey! So if you don't know me, I'm Braxie. If you know me, I'm Braxie. Welcome to my channel. I have decided to make kind of like a series chronicling the last couple years of my life. My last video was the beginning of it all. I moved to Italy from Tennessee with my partner Shannon and my dog Deering. So watch that video if you're not caught up. If you're from my channel for a long time, you have seen me in many walks of life, many phases of life. I guess like the long and short of it, if you didn't watch that video, if you have no clue who I am, is the last couple years of me living in the United States, I started to have really bad burnout. I just knew that I needed a change. I was dating a European. We wanted to live together. I had previously wanted to move to Italy really badly, so we decided to move to Italy together. It was amazing. We were there for a year, but after a year we decided, nay, that's enough for us. So this is kind of like the second part of the journey of the installment. So yeah, after Italy, we kind of were like,
where are we actually gonna go?
And Shannon ended up getting a job in the Netherlands, but like not in the Netherlands. Kind of just made sense for us to live here, and we decided to move to Amsterdam. Here's the timeline. Left for Europe, me. I left for Europe in December of 2023. I went to Ireland for a month. Shannon's Irish.
Lucky charm!
We stayed in Ireland with her family. In January, we moved to Florence, Italy. We lived in Florence, Italy from January to December of 2024. Yeah, 2024. And then December of 2024 to March of 2025, we lived in Ireland again with her family. And then from Ireland, we came to Amsterdam. Is this a hair?
What's happening? Scary. Why is my hair scary?
Anyway, so we knew a couple of things coming to the Netherlands. The primary thing being it's really hard to get housing, which we had heard from everyone. So we knew that coming into it. Had no clue how difficult it would be, guys. Had no clue how difficult it would be. So compared to Italy, the visa process, getting set up in the Netherlands, delicious, bureaucratic, smooth, punctuality, amazing. Public transportation, it comes on time. It's perfect. Love Italy, peace and love to her. She's not the place for me personally to be living long term, and the Netherlands was just much more our speed. So when we first got here, we were so pleased, so happy. We rented a vacation home, basically the most inexpensive vacation home we could find, and we rented it for I think it was 10 days at first, which hindsight a bit delulu that we thought we'd maybe be able to find an apartment in 10 days, but we didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into. We just knew it would take a while, so in our heads we were thinking okay, a month or two, because in general that's what I'd heard people saying, is that it would take them a couple months to find housing. We were going to viewings in Utrecht, we were going to viewings in Amsterdam, we were going to viewings in Haarlem, so we're every day fucking taking the train back and forth. Our accommodation was extended there by a week, and then eventually we couldn't extend it anymore. So then we went from Hilversum to Zandvoort, which is the opposite side of the Netherlands, and we stayed in Zandvoort in one accommodation for 5 days or a week, constantly going to viewings as well. Still nothing. Then we extend our accommodation. No, then we book new accommodation somewhere else. So keep in mind, this is quite expensive. The Netherlands is not really the cheapest place to just be last minute booking accommodation. And this is springtime which is expensive because it's the season of like coconut, the flowers and stuff, the tulips, and coming into summer, so it's just like so spendy. We're like, we can't keep doing this for so long, so we've moved here with the intention of like living here for a couple of years. So every time we go from one Airbnb to the next, we have like 4 huge suitcases endearing like her stuff. It's just a whole ordeal. Eventually we realized it's too expensive. There's like no accommodation for us to stay in long term. I would be looking for accommodation for like 2 weeks or a month that wasn't like literally 3,000 euros, and it didn't exist. It was just so slim pickings because we also would need it for like 2 days from then. So thankfully Shannon's friend Tadhg, who lives in the Netherlands, let us move in with him temporarily, or what we thought was going to be temporarily. We ended up sleeping on this poor human's couch for 7 fucking weeks. Like literally it was actually really fun. We loved living with him. It was such a nice experience and felt like so community oriented, and we were just absolutely goofing.
Register it though. I was like, book it.
I'm taking footage for you for your I moved to the Netherlands.
Oh, thanks.
Fuck me, I'm sweating so hard. Oh, la 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 la.
And it really was an experience. But now, you know, we'd been in the Netherlands for like 2 months and things were not going well for us. We had toured so many apartments, like I'm talking 30 plus apartments, and we were just getting rejected one after the next after the next. It was just one by one reject. It just wasn't going well for us, and so I had heard advice from people that we needed to get an agent, to get a makelaar, and that is how we would find an apartment. So we do that. We get an agent, we tour a few apartments with them. They're like, your profile is great, no problem, you'll get an apartment.
Rejection.
So we're starting to lose our minds. Kind of our last straw was this final apartment. Obviously, we had overstayed our welcome with Tadhg. Even though they were so gracious to let us stay, we knew the time was over. And we were obviously tired of like hunting for apartments, having this lack of stability. So we decided, if we get rejected from this last apartment from the agent, we must exit the building. Like, we have to go somewhere. And we did. We got rejected. So in that moment, we decided, we've got to try something else. This is not working for us. We're gonna go to the United States because it's somewhere that we could stay. Like, we could stay with my parents and decide what the fuck we want to do. And we decided, since we're going to the United States, we might as well have a little hoorah. And it was just like so amazing. I'm so glad we got to do it. To take a really stressful situation and turn it into something positive was really necessary. And then reality struck and we had to figure out what we were gonna do. So we decided really the only logical thing for us to do was to come back to the Netherlands because I had the right to live here. We were kind of basing that on if we could get long-term accommodation, meaning not permanent housing,
Which would have been the most ideal.
but if we could get an apartment that we could stay in while we look for our apartment. So thank God, like literally right before we were gonna have to leave, I last minute got a message from someone, which is our current landlord, who not only let us live in the apartment until March, but let us have a dog. It really just was like divine timing, and we got to come here, and we've been living in this apartment since August, and it has been so amazing, and I really do love the Netherlands. It's just been so amazing. Obviously, the journey has been very tumultuous, but I'm very grateful that we got to come back. We've gotten to spend our time here in the Netherlands, but unfortunately, things are still not looking great for us. I fear and think that the Netherlands doesn't want us to live here, because we've now lived here collectively for like almost a year and have no prospects of an apartment. Our time is running out. We can only stay in this apartment until March, and I can't find an agent under the sun who will take us on. They all have too many clients. I can't find an apartment under the sun that will let us live there, and it's just the same process all over again, and we're like starting to lose our minds, because although this apartment is like beautiful and amazing, it's still not our apartment, and it still doesn't feel like we have stability, because we know we have to leave. So we've just been, the entirety of 2025 was us being suspended in midair, not knowing what we were gonna do and what was gonna happen next and where we were gonna go. And we're honestly still in that same boat, like unsure of what the fuck we're gonna do. I don't fucking know. Again, I'm very grateful for where we are and what we've gotten to experience, but I'm so ready to have something that feels like ours and feels like stability and feels like I can like create a life. Like I feel like I've not been able to like firmly put my roots down and like make a friend group or like make a routine, or like I would love to get like volunteering or part-time job. There's just so many things I want to do, and I feel like I can't do it when I'm like fucking being dangled like a goddamn little puppet. Guys, I think the Netherlands just doesn't want me to live here, but you're all caught up to speed, so make sure to stick around, because you'll be, like, unfortunately, you'll be seeing a lot more of me. I've got to, like, bound and shackle myself to the computer, because I just get, I don't know. I have fear. But guys, it doesn't matter. So thanks for watching. I don't really know how to end this video, but I appreciate you very greatly. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!